Of course, the intro into processing debriefing is asking questions in that sequential order. Is first, what happened? The so what is why is this important or why are we doing this? And then the now what is how can I use this information? And walking people through that sequence of what happened, why did we just do that? And then how does this relate back to the real world? Is that natural progression that participants need to go through in order to kind of complete that cycle. To first we dissect what just happened, and literally it's a little bit of a replay of what they just did. But then we go to the well, why did we just do that? And then now what? How do we use this information in the future? And so ideally, we want to use open-ended questions. And this is probably not new information for you, but it's a good foundation for us to start from as we get into these different techniques. And so the first technique that I talked about at the very beginning, and you probably all do and do it very well, is what I call the traditional sharing circle. And the technique is what I call you sit and you get. And so this is a very effective method. And as I mentioned, I use it with 100% of the groups that I facilitate. However, this is a very facilitator-driven method. And what that means is that the success of this technique really relies on the facilitator being gifted at asking the right questions in the right order, being able to connect the learning experiences to the real world. And it requires a lot from you as a facilitator in order to do this really well. And this is where sometimes either your participants and you can also get debriefing fatigue, especially if you don't have high confidence in the questions that you're asking, or if you're newer to facilitation and you're like, I don't know, this is the part that's really hard for me. And so if this is what you think is difficult for you, then congratulations. It should be, because this is the hardest technique of all of them. And yet it's the one that we teach everyone how to do first, or expect everyone to know how to do first. So if this is you and you're like, okay, this is the hard stuff for me, then congratulations, your pain point is in the right spot, because this is the most difficult technique. The other 9 are very participant-driven methods, to where the participants are really the ones creating the experience and connecting those dots for themselves, rather than you kind of drawing it and really guiding them and drawing it out of them. So I have a couple of tools that I use if you are going to use the sit and get. And one of them is a tool that is a very simple reflection exercise. And these are little stress reliever gears that I have in 3 different colors. And I just printed the words, what, so what, and now what.